Good morning, my viewers and learners all over the world. This is your regular host, Valentine. Today, we are continuing the series of volume of 3D shapes. Today, we are concentrating on the volumes of spheres, pyramids, and cone. I repeat, we are concentrating on volumes of sphere, pyramid, and cone. So we need to understand these shapes. So this sphere is the 3D shape of a circle. The circle is the 2D, while the 3D is a sphere. In other words, sphere looks like your normal football you use in the soccer pitch. This is a sphere, and the volume of the sphere says is 4 over 3 times pi times r raised to power 3. Remember, our r is the radius. As mentioned before now, we've done series where we'll explain in depth how to find a radius. So I will encourage my learners or my viewers or anyone coming to my page for the first time to visit the session where I talked about radius, to visit it and understand how to find our radius. Then the next one is the hemisphere. Hemisphere means the half of a sphere. Hemisphere is the half of a sphere, and the volume is 2 divided by 3 pi r raised to power 3. So in other words, the half of this is this. So when you halve this, you get this. Then we look at the volumes of a pyramid and cone. So for pyramid, the volume of pyramid is this. This is the formula, which is 1 over 3 times base area times vertical height. Then the volume of cone is still 1 over 3 times pi r square times h. So what the volume of pyramid, what it simply means by the base area is, one, you can see we have a pyramid that the base area is a square, yeah, square base pyramid, and there are other pyramid that has triangle base pyramid. So what this is trying to tell us is you just need to be conscious to look at the base area. You will be told anyway in any question. If you are given any problem, you will be told the type of pyramid. Then this is the volume of cone. So if you notice, this is a formula for the area of a cycle by r squared. So what we'll appreciate this more when we start looking at exercises. So let's move to the next slide to check what we have as class activity. This is what we have as class activity. So let's check what we need to look at. Let's look at this. We'll try question number 1. Then we look at this. We'll try this. We'll try this question number 2. Then this one, we look at question number 2 again. Why I'm doing this is to give opportunity for my learners or viewers or anyone having their revision to have a go on this question, have a go on this, and have a go at this. Then you move on to the answer slide to cross-check your answer. So let's move on. For this first question, it says, A cone has a base radius 5 centimeter and perpendicular height is. Work out the volume of the cone. Give your answer to one decimal place. Remember the volume for a cone, the formula for the volume is 1 over 3 times pi r square times h, which is your height. So to simplify this will be 1 over 3 times, remember the value for your pi is always 3.142, 3.14, 3.142 divided by 1 times, our radius has been given as 5, so that's times 5 times 5 over 1 over 1 times the value for your height, which is 9. Remember, this will be a calculator question. Once you put this in your calculator, you should be having something like this: 235.65. So meaning if you multiply 3.142 times 5 times 5 times 9, whatever you have, you divide it by 3, you should be getting 235.65. Then we look at the concluding part of the question. Says give your answer to one decimal place. To one decimal place. To do that, to give your answer to one decimal place, you count after the decimal point. So you count here 1, you pause, then you look at the next available number. The rule says if the next available number is between 0 to 4, you round down. But if the number is 5 to 9, you round up. So in this case, this is 5 and this is 5. It falls between here. So you automatically turn it to 1, you add it to this. So your final answer will be 235.7 centimeter cube. Remember, we are talking about volume. So this will be centimeter cube. So let's move on. Let's look at the next one. Remember, to understand the formula, you need to look at the previous slide to cross-check the formula. So in exams, I don't want my learners to be too fixated. There's every possibility that you will be given an answer, a formula sheet where you have most of this formula. But we encourage you, the more you practice, the more you'll be able to remember this. So let's look at the next question. Let's look at this. This will be left for anyone doing the revision to have a go at this and this. So let's look at this question number 2. A square base area, a square base pyramid has a base with side this. Remember, this is a square base pyramid has a base with side length 15 centimeter. The perpendicular height of the pyramid is this. Calculate the volume of the pyramid. So in this case, the volume of pyramid, the formula is volume of pyramid is equal to 1 over 3 times the base area. Base area, the base area times your vertical height, vertical height, vertical height. This is the vertical height, vertical height. So let's continue. So this will be 1 over 3 times base area. This is the base area. Remember, the base area is a square base pyramid. So the base area will be the peak of this. So the base area will be square base pyramid is you take the area of a square, you take one of the side, you multiply it by itself. So in this case, this becomes 15 times 15 over 1 over 1 times your vertical height, which is 10. As usual, if you multiply 15 times 15, whatever you get, you times it by 10, then you divide it by 3. You should be getting this 750 centimeter cube. So your answer to this is 750 centimeter cube. Then let's look at the last one question on this series of volume. So the diagram shows a sphere with diameter this. Work out the volume of the sphere, give your answer to one decimal place. So the volume for a sphere is 4 divided by 3 pi cube. So that is 4 over 3 times, as usual, the value for your pi is always 3.142 over 1 times, what's our radius? Radius is half of the diameter, but we have the diameter here to be 14. So to get your radius will be half of 14. That will be 7 over 1 times 7 over 1 times 7 over 1. So if you put all this in your calculator, you do 4 times 3.142 times 7 times 7 times 7. Whatever you get, you now divide it by 3. So if you do that, you'll be having 1,036.9413. Let's look at the concluding part of the question. It says give your answer to one decimal place. To one decimal place. To one decimal place. You count, this is 1. Then you look at the next available number. Remember what the rule says. The rule says if the number is between 0 to 1 to if the number is between 0 to 4, you round down. 5 to 9, you round up. So in this case, the next available number is 4. It's not up to 5, so you round down. At the end of the day, your answer still becomes 1,436.9 centimeter cube. So we've completed these 3 questions and allowing our viewers or anyone having having their revision to have a go on this question, which is marked this one and this one. So once you've completed this, you can now move on to the next slide, which is the answer slide, to cross-check your answer. Remember, you are doing this honestly. So let's see. Yeah, this we got it right. You can see we have 235.7 and this is 6, so it doesn't matter. The difference is your calculator and what you use. Then we look at this. This is correct. But in our own case, we had 143, 6.9, and this is 0.8. So it doesn't matter. The difference does not matter. It depends on what you use. Because in this case, this pi made the difference. So this should be the pi used on the calculator, why we gave ours as 3.142. So it's very much similar. I don't have issues with that. So once you've done that, you cross check. Once your answer is correct, you check it, and if there's any form of mistake, you correct it and you pick up from there. Remember, maths is all about practice. As we approach the forthcoming exam in, let's say, a few months' time, so it's all about practice, practice, practice. And if you have any question, please post it on my comments section of my page, and I will be happy to help. And thank you very much. This is your regular host, Valentine, and see you in the next session. Bye.